Hello, what's up guys? This is Delta Warfare and today I got an OBS tutorial video for you guys. And the reason I'm making this video, normally I don't make tutorials on this channel, but I really wanted to help someone out and everything. That's the reason I wanted to make this video, because somebody reached out to me and asked me if I would make this video. It was Halo Gamer for the win. I believe that's your name. I'm sorry if I got it incorrectly, but I believe that was the name. So only one person wanted this tutorial, but hopefully it'll help a lot of other people out as well. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video and hopefully you guys find something new. I'd love to, see your comments on this video and your feedback on the video and everything in the comments down below, guys. So also, one more thing I want to say is this is just going to be like a basic tutorial. I'm going to tell you guys how to, set up OBS, get everything going and started, and maybe even some settings and, everything, and explain what everything is to you guys. Also, one more note, I'm going to be using the new OBS multi-platform. I'm not going to be using the original OBS software. I'm going to be using the OBS multi-platform edition. So if you do not have that, then go ahead and download it from the OBS website, because it's new and it's also free, just like the original OBS. So yeah, go ahead and upgrade if you want to, or if you don't want to, it's similar to the original one, but it's also a little different as well. But it pretty much has the same thing as the original OBS. Hopefully that makes sense. If you need help, let me know in the comments down below. So let's get into the tutorial. All right, guys, here we go. I'm going to be looking this way in this direction most of the video because my monitor is over in this direction. So yeah, if that looks funny, just know that I'm looking this way because my monitor is over here. But anyway, you can see that my background here is my computer monitor, my computer screen, and also we got the OBS multi-platform software open, and you have like a lot of things here. You can see that. So this is 1280 by 720, 60 frames per second. So yeah, make sure you're watching in HD and everything so you can see everything clearly. But anyway, yeah, so we are recording the computer screen here, and you can see this ripple. Sorry for that, but you can see like infinite OBS and everything. That's just because I'm recording my computer screen. Yours of course isn't gonna look like that. But anyway, yeah, so as you can see here, just focus down here in this area right here. That's what we're going to be working with. Also, we're going to open up settings and everything. But anyway, let's go ahead and get straight into it, guys. I'm all the way around the world for some strange reason. But anyway, let's just go ahead and focus on what we're doing here. So as you can see, we have sources, we have scenes. What are these? What are sources? What are scenes? So basically, a scene is, you can right click and add, and it'll pop up here. Please enter a name. You can name it whatever, and then you can press OK, and it turns black there. This is what you want to happen and everything. And you can go over here to sources, you can go to add, and there's all kinds of stuff right here. Let's move over back to, let's just remove that, and let's go ahead and go back here. There we go. So as you can see under sources, once you got your scene up and it's a black screen, go ahead and make that. If you haven't already, go ahead and make a new scene over here and make sure it's a black screen. So once you have that, you want to come over here to sources over here, okay? As you can see, I got my webcam, I got my display capture. The reason I have a display capture is because I'm capturing and recording my computer screen. So if you want to capture and record your computer screen, all you have to do is right click, add, and go to display capture. This is going to pop up. This right here is the name. You can name it whatever. You can name it, computer screen, monitor, screen capture, whatever you want. And then you can just, of course, hit OK. And mine's blank because I am recording, but also you can, click on this. I got two monitors right here. So if I click on this one, you can see my other monitor actually pop up. But if I click on this one, it is blank because I'm actually recording right now. But yeah, so you probably only have one monitor, and then you're only going to have one to select. But if you have two, just pick the one that you want and everything and click OK. I'm going to click cancel so that doesn't pop up. And I'm going to get rid of this as well. I'm moving a little bit fast, guys, because I don't really want this video to be that long and everything. But yeah, so that's how you do a display capture, and that's how you capture your, computer screen. So also I have a webcam. Go ahead and add and go to video capture device. Name it whatever you want right here. That's highlighted. Name it whatever you want. You can name it webcam, camera, whatever you want. And all you have to do is click OK. This is going to pop up under your device. If you don't have an Elgato, under your device, you want to, click whatever your webcam is. Let's say like maybe Logitech HD Pro webcam C920. You're going to click on that. Once again, it doesn't pop up for me because I'm recording. Of course, it will pop up for you guys. All right. So, once you got that selected, you want to scroll down here because you got some more options here. As you can see, we got some more options here. Resolution, FPS, type. You want to do custom because this is going to help you out a good little bit here. Go to resolution here and go down to the arrow and drop down box. And I usually like to keep this, if you're live streaming and recording with OBS and everything, your webcam, if you're doing, gameplay and everything, your webcam is going to be small. And so it doesn't need to be like high, resolution, because it's just going to, stress out your webcam. And sometimes, it's not good to, have a high resolution on the webcam, because it can cause drop frames and lag and everything, just because it's high quality. And also, like I said, it can also stress out your webcam and everything. So I normally like to keep my resolution for the webcam or your camera on 480. That's what I like to keep it at 480. So 864 by 480. That's usually, what works for me. That's, I'm just looking at the different, resolutions here and everything that you can choose through. But 480 is probably the best that you can probably do. So just go ahead and set that there. And for the FPS, I normally like to set it to 30. And video format, just leave this at any. And that should just be default. And that should just be default as well. Partial is fine. Just copy all of this here and everything, and you should be pretty good to go. And then press OK. Of course, I'm going to hit cancel. All right, I'm going to remove this once again because it popped up there. There we go. And that's how you put a webcam and everything. That's how you put a webcam on your sources here. And that's how you put, if you want to capture your, screen for your, computer and everything. So let's say if you have a green screen and everything, this is a little bit more complicated, but I'll show you how to do it as well. So, because I do have a green screen, as you can see. So if you want to, add a, green screen to your webcam, all you have to do is right click. And as you can see, it highlights the webcam as well. And all you want to do is go down to filters. As you can see, I have a chroma key on here on the effect filters. All you want to do is, of course, as you can see, you can also see, my face, the preview over on the right-hand side. But anyway, under effect filters, all you want to do is add and then go to chroma key. And then you'll see chroma key pop up, as you can see here. I already have it. And of course, all you want to do is just play around with this. It's really, you can't copy these settings for your green screen because pretty much every green screen is different. Every camera is different. So what you want to do is, of course, click green and then slide these. I'm not going to do it because I don't really want to mess up my green screen because it took me forever to get it to this point and it looks pretty good in my opinion. So I don't want to change anything that I got here. But what you want to do is just, of course, hit green if you do have a green screen, and then play around with these, settings right here, these sliders down here. You can leave smoothness at 1 because really, smoothness doesn't really help at all. So just leave smoothness at 1, and then the similarity and the color spill reduction, just move those up and down until you get a picture that looks like this right here and everything. And also you can if the green doesn't work, you can also do custom, which allows you to, I'll go ahead and click on custom there because I already have it on custom. And once you click on custom and select color, this menu will pop up here. I'm going to move it out of the way. And then you can choose between all different kinds of colors, because there's all different kinds of, different color greens and everything. So you want to get your right color green. If it's not just plain green, you might have light green, you might have dark green. So, and also you can even pick screen color right here and actually pick your green screen. You just come over here to your green screen and left click, and then once again click OK and everything. So I think I just messed this up. Okay, I thought I messed it up right there, but we're fine. We're fine. I didn't want to mess up my green screen, but that's how you do it, guys. Like I said, I know I'm moving fast, but if you have any questions, please just leave them in the comments down below. All right, so now that we got everything set up the way we want it, we got our webcam, we got our, computer screen monitor, we got our green screen all set up, then you're pretty much ready to go. If you want to, stream PC games, I guess you're pretty much ready to go. But let's say you want to stream console games like, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox 360, PS3. Well, I'm going to tell you how to do that. And if you want to stream with OBS, you're going to need a capture card. If you want to stream with OBS, and if you want to stream with, the PS4 and Xbox One, you have to have a capture card. And the good capture card that I recommend is, of course, Elgato. That's what I would recommend. I'm not sponsored with Elgato or anything. That's just what I use, and that's what I like to use. There's other good capture cards out there as well. There's AverMedia. There's, of course, the PVR. Those work as well. But I'm, of course, going to show you with the Elgato because that's what I have and that's what I use. And if you don't have a capture card, then you're not going to be able to just, plug up your PS4 or Xbox One to the computer and live stream with OBS. You're going to need a capture card. So once you got your capture card and everything, then you can start streaming with OBS. But how do you set it up? Let's go ahead and do that. So what you want to do here is go to Sources and right click and add a video capture device. Go ahead and click that and then name it whatever you want. I normally name it Elgato HD60 Pro because that's, of course, what I have. And then you just want to click, of course, OK. All right, so once you right click and do video capture device, this window right here is going to pop up. I had it on the other monitor, so here you go right here. This is my Elgato. This is what the PS4 is doing right now. So as you can see, go to device and make sure you have the Elgato Game Capture HD selected. Of course, if you don't have an Elgato, it will say something else, but make sure you have your capture card selected. As you can see here, the Logitech HD Pro webcam is popping up here as well. That's my webcam. So make sure you have the Elgato or capture card selected under the device. All you have to do is, go to the drop down menu and select it. Also, there's some other, options here. As you can see, let's go ahead and go to resolution and FPS type. As you can see, we've done this, with the webcam as well, but it's a little bit different. All you have to do is do device default. You don't have to change anything. Make sure all of this is the same. Go ahead and do default. Now this right here, this is because I have my settings on my PlayStation 4 to full instead of partial. This really doesn't matter. This is just depending on what your settings is and everything. So I guess, go to your settings in your PlayStation 4. I'm not really too sure what it is. I believe it's under like the screen or something. I don't know the exact settings, I'm sorry. But I have mine on my PlayStation 4 set to full. So maybe you should just leave it at partial depending on what your settings is. But just make sure of that. I'm not really too sure what the settings is. I'm very sorry. But leave it in the comments down below and I'm sure I can help you out. If you have any questions, that is. Alright, so this is pretty much it. Go ahead and just copy that and everything. And that should be good to go. I need to mention one more thing actually. And I'm going to get into this later on in the video. But if you go to configure video here, and this is why you're under the Elgato or your capture card, this menu is going to pop up as you can see here. And I have mine set to 720 and allow 60 frames per second. This is because I live stream in 720p 60 frames per second. So if you're live streaming in 1080p, or if you want to live stream in 1080p, you got to make sure that this is at 1080p. Whatever this is set at is what the resolution the Elgato or the capture card is going to be. So in other words, if you set this to 1080p, but you want to live stream in 720p, it's going to have to compress the video down. And you don't want that because it's going to cause, higher CPU usage and everything. So you want to get it as close to source as possible. Make sure you get it to closest source as possible. So it's simple. It really is. It's simple. All you have to do is configure video and change it to whatever you want. And also, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and exit out of this. We'll get into that right now. So what you want to do right now is go to settings. This is going to pop up here. And general doesn't really matter about general. Just leave everything the same and everything. The theme right here is, of course, what I have it on. I have it on dark. You can change it to default and it'll be like a brighter color. It'll be white, but I like the dark theme, to be honest. So what you want to do, if you want to set it up, OBS to live stream, I live stream to YouTube. So all you have to do is go to service and click on that. And as you can see, we got Twitch, we got Hitbox, we got a lot of stuff here. Just select the one that you want. And then you want to pick a server. If you have YouTube, then you only have 2 servers. And I like to do the backup server. That's just the one I do. If you have Twitch, you have a whole lot of more servers. And just pick the one that is closest to you. So I think there's like, a North Carolina server or Florida server if you're on the East Coast and everything. So, just pick one that's close to you. Say if you're in Florida, pick the Florida server. If you're in North Carolina, pick the North Carolina server. And then the stream key, of course, I'm not going to be able to show that, but you get this on Twitch and YouTube's website. In Twitch, it's under settings, and then it should say like stream key. I think you go to like the dashboard or something, and it says stream key, and you just copy and paste it right here, and then hit apply down here. If you're on YouTube, you just go to the live stream, beta and everything, and it will have the stream key at the bottom of the page. Copy it, paste it right here, hit apply. That's all you have to do. If you need any help, let me know in the comments down below. Please ask questions. Please leave feedback in the comment down below. Output. This right here won't be there. This says warning because I'm recording and all that. That won't be there. Don't worry about that. This right here under streaming, video bitrate. This is basically the quality of your stream, but it's also the upload speed of your internet. So how do you test the upload speed? So go to your internet browser and actually type in speedtest.net. And it's going to, of course, tell you your download speed and your upload speed. And then, see, the reason I have it at 3,000 right now is because my upload speed is only 4 megabits per second. So I like to kind of like have it not really at half, but just like, of course, a little bit below that, I guess you could say. So mine is 4,000 and my upload speed is a 4 megabit per second. So that's, of course, 4,000. So I like to keep mine at 3,000. And the quality is honestly not that bad in my opinion. So in other words, if you have 4 upload speed, if it says on speedtest.net that you have a 4 upload speed, just make it at 3,000. You can put it up to 3,500. That's as high as you can go. Don't put the whole thing in there. Do not put 4,000. If, like I said, if you have a 4 upload speed, then you can go up to 4,000. but don't put the whole upload speed on there. Just don't do it, okay? Because, I mean, you only have 4 upload speed, in other words. I mean, I'm not going to know what your upload speed is. You can leave it in the comments down below, and then I can tell you what to put here in the video bitrate if you want to do that. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that, I guess. I leave mine at 3000. That's what works for me. And also, I should have said this earlier, but these settings is not going to be for you. So don't copy all of these settings and everything, because they might not work for you. Like, you know, if you have like a 3 upload speed, which some people may have, then 3000 is not going to work for you. You should try 2000. Hope that makes sense. So encoder, I have it at X264. Now this is probably the best thing to use, but I also have an Elgato that encodes in X264. But I believe most things actually does X264, and there's only 2 things here. This QSV thing, I never really found that useful or anything. Plus, like I said, I have an Elgato that does X264. So just keep it at X264, or maybe you want to experiment with it and everything. You can also do the QSV. That's fine. Just experiment with it. And let me know how that goes in the comments down below. Audio bitrate is, of course, your audio. I keep this at 128. That is what works for me. Of course, you can make this lower, but your audio is going to be a little bit terrible. And the higher you go, the better it's going to be. But also remember that you have to use upload speed. So it's kind of hard to, you know, go any higher than 128. And 128 sounds pretty good in my opinion. I guess you could, if you wanted to, maybe, I would leave it, honestly, in my opinion, I would just leave it at 128, in my opinion. That's what I would do. And also, if, you know, if there's, of course, you know, lag or anything, just go ahead and try dropping the video bitrate and the audio bitrate and everything. If you see drop frames in your stream and everything, just drop this stuff. I mean, quality is going to get a little bit worse, but it's not going to be that bad, honestly. And just test out your stream in general. I mean, you're just going to have to, you know, play around with these settings and see which settings work for you. Because like I said, these settings that I have may not work for you. But just try these settings out and let me know how it works for you. All right, so the recording path, this is if you're recording. This is if you're recording a video with OBS. This has nothing to do with streaming. As you can see over here, I am recording a video for you guys. That's what you're watching right now on YouTube. But this right here, the recording path, is if you hit browse, then this is going to pop up. And this is basically just your computer. And this is setting where you want your video to save once you're done with it. So if you hit browse, you're going to hit, you know, videos and then select folder and all that. And then once you're done recording with OBS, that's where your video is going to be. And all of this stuff right here, I would keep this same as stream, because as you can see there, you'll get this warning right here. So just keep this, you know, same as stream. And this means that if you keep it same as stream, the quality, the recording quality of the video is going to be whatever you set up here. And just keep this at MP4. And once again, like I said, you know, this is X264. That's what I use because I have an Elgato. You may not want to use this. And also you might not even want to record with OBS as well. I don't normally record with OBS, to be honest. I just record with OBS just because I'm recording my, you know, computer screen. That's the only reason I record with OBS. But yeah, just play with all this stuff, man. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments down below. Go over here into audio. All of this right here is, of course, I keep this at 4.1 because, I mean, you can change it and do 4.8 if you wanted to, 48 if you wanted to, but this is just the sample rate of the audio. Basically, that's how well the audio is going to sound. If you do 48, it's going to sound a little bit better, but 41 or 44.1 isn't going to be that bad, honestly. So right here, if you go to your mic this is the mic that you're going to be using to record your voice. So you can click there. All of this stuff is going to pop up, as you can see there. There's my webcam microphone. That's not what I'm using. I'm using the AT2020 because it's, of course, better than my webcam audio. But, like I said, just, of course, pick the microphone that you have. It's that easy right there. And all of this right here is if you just have different microphones that you want to use and everything. I, of course, don't have different microphones. I only have one. So yeah, there you go. Just leave those disabled. If you have more, select them if you want to. So this right here is, your desktop audio device. That means if you want to, play music or something on your computer while you stream, then you can use this, hit default right there, and it will use your, of course, your, computer audio, and you can play music from your computer and it will play in the stream. And all of this right here is, I don't use this because I don't need to put delay on my audio. But if you do need to put delay on your audio, then you can do that right here. Like, say for some reason, the only reason you would need delay with gameplay is if you don't have, like, the AverMedia or the Elgato. Sometimes there's like a 5-second delay if you don't have the Elgato HD60 Pro. If you have the Elgato HD60, then there's going to be a delay with the gameplay. So that's the only reason you would want to, have delay with your audio. Then what you want it to do is, of course, it would already have a delay with the Elgato HD60 if you're using that. You won't put a delay on the Elgato because there's already a delay on it. But you may want to put a delay on your mic because, you want it to sync up with the gameplay because there's a delay on the gameplay. As you can see, here's mic right here, and all you have to do is put a delay on it. I don't use it because I don't need to. But you can put a delay on your microphone to kind of like sync up your, commentary with, the gameplay. So that's what you do right there. But if you do this, make sure you go over here. Let's go ahead and hit cancel. I'll come back in just a minute. If you put a delay on your microphone to sync up your audio, I don't do it, like I said, because I don't need to. But if you do put delay on your audio, make sure you put a delay on your webcam as well. And if you want a delay on your webcam, all you have to do is right click under sources on the webcam, go to filters, and it should be right here. Like I said, it's actually right here. I had to look for it, to be honest, because I don't use it. But all you gotta do is go to audio and video filters, right click, add video delay. And then you want to, of course, click on that, and then a window is going to pop up, and you set a delay, and the delay that you set on it is going to be the same delay that you put on your microphone. I hope that makes sense. So let's say you put like 1,000 millisecond delay on your microphone, then you're going to put 1,000 millisecond delay on your webcam. Make sure it's the same thing if you're putting a delay on it at all. All right, so we're back in settings now, and we're back on the audio tab because we still have a couple of tabs to go. Let's go ahead and go to video tab. And as you can see there, I can't click on anything, but this is actually important. So listen up. So this is what is going to be the output of your stream, and also if you record with OBS. So right here, as you can see, I have 1280 720, 1280 720. And what this is of course, like I said, the quality and of the actual stream and the actual, video recording and everything. I like to do 1280 by 720. That's because that's what my internet and my computer can handle. Honestly, I've tried to do 1080 and it just can't handle it. But 1280 by 720, it's totally fine with me, and it looks great in my opinion, of course. But you can play around with it, man. You can test it and everything, and you could go up to 1080 if you wanted to. But basically, the base resolution is what it's going to, of course, try to record at and try to stream at. So if you want to stream at 720, make sure that this is 720. Now the resolution, this is output scaled resolution. This is what is going to try to scale it down to. So in other words, if you're streaming at 1080 but it can't handle 1080 and you put 720 in that second spot, then it's going to try to downscale it to 720. I like to keep these both the same because I don't like my stream to downscale or anything. I like it to be true 1280 by 720. So if you're doing 1080, I'd recommend just putting both of these at 1080p. Now the downscale filter, it says Lankoses. I'm not sure how to actually pronounce that correctly. The reason I use this is because, once again, I have an Elgato. Now you can use this if you don't have an Elgato, but the reason I'm using this is because Elgato, I read it somewhere in, the comment section of another tutorial, OBS tutorial, and it was like literally, like legitly Elgato themselves that said to use this Lankoses if you have an Elgato HD60 Pro. So that's why I'm using it, and it seems to work for me. Like I said, these settings probably or may not work for you. And if it does, that's great. But if it doesn't, you're just going to have to test it out yourself and see what works for you. I can't stress that enough. So just try Lankoses, especially if you have an Elgato HD60 Pro. So this right here in the last spot, as you can see, is FPS, your frames per second. If you have 60, it's going to look a little bit better, of course. But if you have 30, it's not going to look that bad, but it's not going to look good as 60. This is, of course, going to be what you have on your stream. So you need to find out if you can even stream, if your capture card can handle 60 frames per second. Most of them nowadays can handle 60 frames per second, but some of the older capture cards can't. So I mean, it's just based on what you can handle and what your internet can handle and what your computer can handle and everything. So and sometimes you can stream with 60 frames, but it might not be the ideal to do it, so just drop it down to 30. It depends on what game you're playing as well. If you're playing FPS like Call of Duty, I'd recommend 60. If you're playing like an RPG or something like that, then 30 would be fine. I leave it at 60 because most of the time I'm playing Call of Duty and everything, and 60 just looks better for a first-person shooter and everything. But like I said, I can handle 720 frames per second. Maybe you can't. You got to test this out. Moving on to the next tab under video is hotkeys. Now, hotkeys, I don't like to use them. I don't really find them useful, but maybe you will. Basically, hotkeys are just keys that you enter right here, and you can tap the key instead of course, hitting the button on OBS. So as you can see here, start streaming and stop streaming. All you have to do is click on this box, and you can like put Control A or whatever, like a keyboard command, and then once you hit Control A, the stream will start, and you hit Control A again, and the stream will stop. So that's basically what the hotkeys are and everything. I don't really use them because I don't really find them useful and everything. But if you want to, that's all you have to do is just click on it, type it in and everything, and then use the hotkeys. Moving on to the advanced tab here, and this is the last tab that we have of the video. And as you can see here, I would say just make sure all of this here looks the same on your screen as it does on mine, because this right here, it will just basically, help you out and everything. So I would say just, of course, don't really change anything on this, tab here, and make sure all of it, looks the same right here. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. I hope I helped you a little bit. I hope you learned something a little bit new and everything. And I hope, Halo Gamer for the win actually enjoys this video as well. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. I know I kind of moved fast and this was probably a long video for you to watch, so I'd appreciate it if you left a like to support the video and subscribe to become part of Team Warfare today. And please ask any questions that you have in the comments down below. I will try to help you the best that I can. And I hope you have enjoyed. I hope you have learned something new, guys. And thank you guys for watching the video. And yeah, guys, like I said, I mean, this settings, I hope it helped you, honestly, but you just got to try it out. That's really all I can really tell you guys, is you just got to try it out and you got to test it out, change your settings around and everything, and make sure that what works for you, I guess you could say. So just let me know if you got any questions, and thank you guys.